as much as possible, don't be emotional about money, because from time to time I have to also remind myself of that. Do not be emotional about money, because the thing is this is actually, if you look at it critically, it's just a basic numbers game rather. Okay, inflow, outflow, income, expenses. Okay, so you have to be observant to look at your expenses. All right, that your expenses do not overshadow your income. It's very important, because sometimes it's easy to just overlook, or will I say pretend as though you're not seeing what's happening. All right, so if your impulse on spending is just oh, you see something, oh, let's buy it, you see something, let's buy it, let's buy it, let's buy it. Okay, after a period you just realize that you're unable to give an account of where the money is going. I've mentioned before that it's important to have a budget. A budget gives a structure to your finances. It's important, even if sometimes you may realize that it's difficult to maintain that budget. Okay, but it's important to have that budget done, so that you will know where those sticking points are. Okay, but if you don't do a budget and you just spend, okay, or you just spend on just, sometimes we have this notion that, oh, the money will come, I don't know how, but the money will come. But the reality is that we have to measure what's coming in. The income is important, because if your income is lower than your expenses, I mean, it's just simple math. You have got to have challenges along the way. You find yourself borrowing and going into debt. Okay, and there's really nothing, there are few things that are more miserable than being in debt. Okay, yes, there are few things that are more miserable than being in debt. So even if you're going to go into debt, okay, you should go into debt with your eyes open. That's what I say. Let your eyes open, in the sense that you can see a plan, okay, and what exactly you're going to do with it. Not you going into debt for sake of some impulse purchase. All right, that at the end of the day you're like, have you had that situation where you just sit down one day and you're like, I had so much X amount in my account, and now you're wondering, what have I done with the money? Okay, so if you have a budget, that thought won't come, because at each point of your expense you have a cogent reason for making that expense. Yes, but if you are an impulse buyer, all right, that's where you now begin to wonder after some time. There are some payments you even look at, you're wondering, when did I make this payment? You know that kind of thought. So it's important, structure your finance. Don't be an impulse buyer. Be intentional about your expenses.